business, ma'am. Side, please. Side, please. Thank you. Official business, sir. Ma'am, emergency. Please step aside, sir.
Hey, get lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir. Ma'am, please. Back off. All right, I need 8 double tall.
And you have to ask yourself, Stanford Bullock needs 8 double tall. But do I have news on 8 artisan double tall slobber knockers that are about to soak your wallet in vinegar like a freaking pickle? And I say, what you gonna do when the Dark Jedi goes, I was gonna say live and raw, but Ancient Action Figure Episode 5 premiere on you? What's going on, baby? Hey, Lane, is it time for dun 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 dun? Because you got the hat on, baby, and I'm waiting for Rodgers to throw it all the way down into the end zone to Metcalf and win the Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah, you mean throw it to the line judge that's in as he overthrows it out of bounds,
or side it, or throw it all the way to the retirement home. Yeah, come on. But listen, I'm going to make a prediction here, and you have to wonder, is this what they call
him the Wizard?
Well, if
the Steelers are winning the Super Bowl. That's my prediction. Go.
See, you just exactly as I said. Unfortunately, with that particular prediction, if you're believing that, not the Wizard, you're the guy. You're going to be the couch man because you're going to be on the couch talking to the psychiatrist. But
wait, when I sit on the couch and talk to my psychiatrist, this is actually my psychiatrist. Like here's a clip from my session with my psychiatrist just a few days ago.
I figured he's just going to be telling you you're going to be facing your collecting destiny or something like that. when you get the shipping notice for like 3 artisans at the same week.
Oh, geez. You know what? Well, when you speak about that, baby, I have definitely intel. Otherworldly intel. That's all I'm going to say from my sources. Look, you guys watch my videos. I have many, many sources. That artisan Spider-Man, okay? Tom Holland is coming. That artisan Black Widow. I liked that Jurassic World. She is coming. And, of course, everyone's waiting for the freaking pre-orders. They're my notification for the Artisan Luke. I'm waiting for Sideshow to charge the rest of my card.
We've got Artisan Harley's going to probably be in somewhat in that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget God Loki from.
Yes, that one I'm getting. I'm not getting the Harley one. I wish they just had a more relaxed face. I always got to give the one where she's like.
One from the first. Well, they reused the one from basically to save money. But I have to say, seeing us all being the Hattie Trio tonight, this is making me realize that we really did miss out on Revenge of the Sith, on Revenge of the Sith Darth Sidious. Why did we not get our, making the Republic like I believe in democracy hat with that, I love democracy hat with, that Darth Sidious. That does feel
That'd be cool. I have an Order 66 hat in Ahsoka colors.
Well, wait, they blow that up. Wait, I don't mean to have you hang your head there. I'm a little slow with these controls. Do it again, baby.
Order 66, right there in Ahsoka colors.
I gotta get that hat because that's
cool, right?
Yeah, that is freaking awesome.
I'll send you a link.
Vader's favorite place to go get a smoothie.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Well, look, I think we have a lot to talk about within this episode. We're going to get into the Fantastic 4 that Hot Toys, put in their Facebook page, pages. They showed the 4, they unveiled the 3. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into Galactus as well. We're also going to be getting into this figure's release.
That is like the most appropriate. You've been. I know you've been waiting for that figure to get released just so you can put up that little clip because it fits perfect.
I am, but I'm still waiting for this more so.
You're delicious, bro.
Ciao, boys.
Bro.
That's Sophie. However you say it, Sophie's next figure, right? Pizza the Hut.
I mean,
Pizza the Hut.
We talk about Star Wars stuff, but could you imagine, or Hates or whoever, Inart, somebody was able to actually do like an original Spaceballs, like 1/6 scale run?
Like,
lose
it, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the legality of that is now. Now that Lucas, I'm sure it was still written in the deal. But when Mel Brooks made Spaceballs, that was part of the deal. No merchandising. So.
Yeah. When you imagine with all the Spaceballs, but honestly, with this Sophie, with these big figures now, we're going to talk about Galactus. I mentioned Pizza the Hut. You could also now that Sophie's come, we'll talk about it later because we're going to get all into this. It opens the door for Lane. He's talking about me wanting to play a clip. He's waiting for this clip. This guy could be coming now, Sophie style.
Yes.
Snoke. We're really going to get Snoke because of that Sophie line. Are you ready, Lane? Lane, is that day one pre-order for you?
Yeah, 10th anniversary of 10th anniversary of Pain here in a few years. Wait, only 2. We're only 2 years away, isn't it? I guess now 2027
for the anniversary.
Anniversary of Pain, so that we could get not just Snoke on a throne, man. Like a huge drama for like 600 by that time, probably like $650. Wouldn't that be what we needed? With bisecting body, kind of like the Brad.
Listen. Charlie the Unicorn with the Max Rebo, I think, avatar there. It says, I herald his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus. Well, we're going to be getting into that. We know, listen, Charlie, I don't know, like, really what, I don't have a Galactus clip. So what can I play for you? What clip? I mean, guys, here, I'll play this one. I'll play
Coffee
this
regular. Love it. That's breast milk.
Well,
I'm sure Galactus like that.
See, you sent Mike running away from that one,
Mike has left the building. Sean Beam is in the house. What table you at, brother? Good to have you in here. And we have also got the 12-inch Moose Dream saying... Yeah, he's saying hi to all of us, baby. Well, hi back at you. Let me also fill you up at table 2. A lot of people hanging out at table 2, including the 12-inch.
Of course I want a latte.
I love the way you make them.
Good to have you in here, my friend. And we also have Ricardo Coughlin in the house. Give us your visions. And he is calling for the Wizard. You have to wonder if Mike Latoris here and Lane are, if we're going to be able to play this clip quite often tonight.
They call him the Wizard.
Valiant Archer is not having the regular coffee. He is having the decaf, but I'm joining you. I have kind of decaf mixed in with a little bit of regular, so I have both going on. And we got to talk about this. This is going to be a big thing to start off with because, we have gotten so many figures, Valiant Archer, this year. You talk about the Emperor, table 66. You talk about another Emperor when we just got an Emperor that got released. There's another one that's up on a pre-order. We have so much coming out for this film. We got a Grievous coming out for this film. We got a dark, well, not a dark side Anakin, an artisan Anakin. We got a regular Anakin. Are we going to get maybe something else?
Kenobi. You are a bold one.
And I say, you got to jump into it. Go ahead, Lane.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I say there's another guy we're waiting for, man. I'm starting to approach a year. Now, I'm hoping they'll take their time with Grievous because he's not going to be an easy figure to do. But we don't need any sideshow joints.
That went on waitlist so fast.
Yeah.
That Grievous went on waitlist.
Hasn't it been about a year now since he was initially announced? So we should be getting him at some point here.
It has
range.
Yeah.
When he would come.
You can see here, gentlemen, and by the way, everybody, make sure that you smash the like button now. Don't wait for the middle of the show or towards the end of the show. We only got a little bit in here right now, but all of you help contribute to the video. Go ahead and stop what you're doing, or go ahead and type us a message. Let us know what table you're at. We'll fill you up. And then if you hit the like button, let's get those likes up there right now. But you can see starting off here, these artisan figures, this Anakin, whether it's the regular one or the dark side one, even more so, continuing to fetch extremely high value. And I brought this up last week, guys. You're actually seeing the Hong Kong sellers, especially with the dark side one, they're sitting on them at $1,100, $1,000. But I think collectors are afraid, Mike, let's start off with you, with pulling the trigger on the 30% tariff, or maybe they're not even, I think a lot of people are still thinking it's even more, maybe 130% tariff, because you're seeing the figure in the US still go for $1,400, $1,500. It sells more here. And you could get it for $400 or $500 cheaper overseas, but no one's biting on it. Do you think the tariff has anything to do with that? That people are just afraid to take a bite with the Hong Kong sellers right now?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've heard people say that. It's funny. I even ordered something. It's going back a couple months, but I ordered something from Pop Culture, and then I immediately emailed them and said, "Wait a minute. This is a Chinese product, even though it's shipping from Australia. I'm going to get hit pretty big on this." And it was like a $600 something item, so I wasn't willing to pay that cost, So I waited, and I ended up getting it from a seller in the States. So, I have made decisions based on the tariff, so I wouldn't be surprised if that's what's happening here.
Yeah, and that's really, really a good point. And Lane, let's shift to you on that, because we're seeing, and you mentioned the buy sell groups, and I think with a lot of collectibles, when you're in the know or you have a specific community, you're always able to 13 Skull. You have to call me in a little bit. You're always able to get things maybe a little bit less when you're in that club, but on eBay and in the regular market, they're selling more, Lane, here with U.S. sellers, and the people are kind of stuck with the tariff and all this craziness. Are they also stuck on other merchandise, Lane? Like a lot of these figures that come out, are collectors going to be, you know what? Even if I got to pay more in the U.S. for this figure, even if I got to pay $1,100, or this guy lists this for $1,100 and just sells it with 41 feedback, you get someone with higher feedback. It's going for $1,400. But are collectors just going to wait, until Sideshow gets the figure because of these tariffs?
I think you're probably going to see a lot more for people just waiting because unfortunately, just in general, for a lot of things, people are waiting because even when, we've had a 3-month break, but now we're starting to get to the end of that time frame. Are we going to see volatility again for a couple of months now, and then there won't? That's been the biggest problem, is for collecting or just a lot of different products you might want to pick up. Do you need to just wait? What kind of, because the next day there could be a higher value you have to pay, in this case, let's say you ordered an Anakin from Hong Kong and you got it shipped and they were paying $800, like it was like, say it was $800, $750. Then it was 30%. You're like, I'm okay for doing that, but maybe for some reason or another, it's 40 or 50%. So it's, I don't know exactly how they would do that. By the time it arrives, maybe it's a higher percentage. Maybe I assume they go off for when it shipped out, they go off that, but who knows?
I don't know. I think it probably be when it hits our shores.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, who knows what things are going to be 2 weeks out from today, for example.
And the thing is, then China and the United States could get a deal in place where there'll be a certain level, but it'll be more manageable and people will start ordering them again from US and it's not just us, it's other territories are facing the same problem with having to deal with anything like that because their tariffs or other stuff might be getting affected trying to buy stuff just because volatility from the United States, so how they're interacting with each other. But the safest bet, whether you're trying to get one of like, say the Anakins from whether it's the light side or Sith apprentice or something, whether it's sealed or it's been one displayed and, but it's obviously it's going to be in good condition because the figure's only been out for not even 3 months to people.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting, Lane and Ed, like, so, like I have pre-ordered the Luke, the Dark Empire Artisan Luke. And I am just so grateful that I so excited that I don't have to buy it overseas and pay that tax and deal with that. And I'm telling you, I'm being a little bit more conscious, Lane, with my sideshow pre-orders, especially on these limited ones as much as possible, or ones that, we went over last week, some of the 2.0s that, feeling a little bit froggy on, these are going to go on wait list. I made a call on that.
It might be a little less likely you see wait lists even on sideshow. You might be able to be a little bit more flexible because
that'd be nice.
Yeah, but I mean, also it could just be simply, I'm very surprised. I think if you had talked to us this time last year, even though he'd already been up for pre-order, did we think Han Solo was still going to be available for pre-order / release, but not here yet? Like, I just think in general for some of the figures right now, people are waiting for them even before ordering them because they're just waiting to make sure. I think people could be, I've considered there's a figure I've been thinking about should be coming out soon. I'm kind of like, it's one I want, but it's not like, it's not Artisan Luke that like I need to make sure I have or something. But for some of the lesser known characters or maybe troopers, people might be waiting for them to come in stock so that, there's going to be maybe a little bit of a tariff fee. So they might be waiting for where, I'm going to wait till I get one of those contests and I can get one of those $20 or $25 coupons, because they get it, each week there's something like that. They last for a week and, that kind of thing. Like, that's how I'm looking at it sometimes for what I might get. Should I just, even if I have to if it's not something I pre-ordered a year ago or like was locked in for, do I want to maybe give it a chance to see if it comes in stock? Because there's going to be some tariff fee I have to pay. Well, if I can put a $25 coupon towards to help offset that, that kind of thing. But, obviously artisans, the biggest problem is obviously they're the most expensive. They're the high end.
And you don't have time to think. You don't have time to think about it.
And barring Iron Man's or something,
right.
Or something like that, Anakin, Revenge of the Sith with the tape, like a lot of stuff with it. Well, you have to kind of make up your mind,
Well, and I think people are being a little bit picky. I mean, you look at the 6 scale market power rankings. This is basically, you remember the market chart, which I'm working on. That's almost ready to come up. A whole revamp version, the biggest movers section, which is pretty much what this is. What is the biggest pull right now? And you're seeing on here, you got a few of the high, really sought out after Inart figures and artisan figures. Gosh, they're taking up, Mike, your top 9 right here, and a lot of it is just they're higher end. They're supposedly premium. They are very, very hard to come by. Try to find, one of the Gandalfs right now. It's very difficult, but you can certainly pick one up for $1,500, like the Wonder Woman. These figures are just, and so I think Lane has a point, and you have a point about the tariff, but it's not just the tariff and not doing the same thing we've always done overseas. Now you have to take into consideration, what do I buy?
Yeah.
Because there's these limited ones, there's these premium ones, and I can't afford it all, and I'm not willing to splurge in Hong Kong anymore, and I'll wait here. But I also think there's a lot going on as collectors, at least me. I don't like to wait. I say I have patience. I'll preach patience on my channel, but let me tell you something, Mike, it's a little bit hard. And sometimes you go ahead and you splurge, or you spend that money that you were saving on something else, and then you find yourself in a rock and a hard place, baby, and you're spilling all your coffee, but you spilled all your coffee on your wallet too, and your credit cards are maxed out, and your cash is all ruined. Mike, it's kind of crazy. Your thought
it is kind of crazy. I wonder how many of us are doing, what I do, where I look to see when my my rewards points are going to mature, and kind of, what, I'll give it another week. I could use another $8, $10, whatever it might be in rewards. I'll let that come through. I've been taking my time. I know, and I like to do what Lane said. Like, I'll buy a figure and I'll give it that 24 hours or something and hope I get a code, and then, see if I can use that code on the next figure I'm looking to buy. So I'll kind of like stagger my orders like that. But yeah, I 2 years ago, I was pre-ordering like crazy, or 3 years ago, I would say. And now I just keep a close eye on things, and I let things come in stock. If they hit that, low stock, and it's something I really need, I have it all kind of tiered in my head. You know what I mean? And, I won't miss it. But on other figures, I like to wait for them to come in stock. If you are a teacher, military, whatever it may be, and you can get that 15% discount on Sideshow, that's why I wait for things to come in stock, so I can get that discount. I'm sure there's a lot of other people that are taking advantage of that. And that's about, I think, 2 years now, 2 years old, that plan that they've been having. So, I think if you can wait for something to come in stock, I think you should. Although we should also be pre-ordering to let Hot Toys know what we want. It's a tough one, right? It's a pickle, because
it's such a pickle.
Because you want to send the message like, hey, these pre-orders are through the roof. Let's complete this line or this team or whatever. Because everybody plays the waiting game, you're kind of sending that message, right? That it's a less desirable figure.
Exactly. Well, and everything on here with your biggest movers, your market power rankings right now. I mean, let's go ahead and look through it here. Obviously, your number one right now is this Darth Vader artisan figure. Is it possible that we're going to be getting a Dark Side 2.0, since this figure doesn't directly point to just Revenge of the Sith? And then, of course, you got the DX34 Artisan Anakin next. This Joker continues to rise. Isn't that very, very interesting? Gandalf, forget about it. Wonder Woman, forget about it.
For sometimes, usually as much or even maybe more. He's in the same price range as Anakin, and he's been that way for a while.
He is. Yeah. It goes, I think, just as much as the Anakin, to be honest with you, because I've seen him move for like $1,600.
Yeah,
$1,700. He's probably more.
Yeah, playing the waiting game for Anakin, like eventually it'll go down some. Well, there's empirical evidence, at least for certain figures. You might be waiting till the cows come home, necessarily, where you see a huge dip. Now, you never know, because if they announce a 2.0, like, Revenge of the Sith sculpted Anakin or something like that, that will affect, like, maybe the Darth Vader Synth Apprentice, because there's another option to it, that you could go for. Maybe
if you're right on your prediction, Lane, that you're thinking that perhaps a 2.0 Dark Side, not Darth Vader, they're going to label it that, right? Isn't that one of your thoughts?
Yeah, well, it's one I think they should do. I honestly, whether it's sculpted or like this, I think they should do a 2.0 of that one, call it, Final Battle Anakin Skywalker or something, because I think that using, whether it's that kind of angry head sculpt or even reusing like a similar, maybe a slightly different, doing him like when he's got, his facial expression, when he's got his back to Obi-Wan Kenobi, where he gets that serious facial expression, he says, like, you will try.
You will try. Well,
yeah,
here's the thing, Lane. Here's the thing. No one from Sideshow in Europe and here, including any of us, but none of Sideshow's customers has had an opportunity to get this figure, right?
Yeah, because he was just Hong Kong.
Yeah, it was just a Hong Kong. Yeah. Do you? And I really do think, and this is on the crystal ball, real time, power rankings, which we'll look at. I really think Sideshow is going to get an opportunity here. I'm pretty sure that they have a deal with Hot Toys. And that's why I think that you're really on, Lane, with your call that the Dark Side Anakin 2.0, they cleverly didn't make this a Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, they threaded a needle there, didn't they? Yeah, they really did.
And Mike,
it's like concept-ish kind of figure.
It's concept-ish. They could also, let's not stop at Revenge of the Sith, because they could give you an Ahsoka one from here too, specifically, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, the Clone Wars one from Ahsoka. That it would be kind of amazing. I don't know how they would do it, but could you imagine if they kind of did? It wouldn't be the most sought after, to be very specific, but if they could do an Anakin, like when he's stomping forward from In the World Between Worlds at her, like when and somehow if they had some sort of graphic or something that you could attach to the base where it's showing like,
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Darth Vader,
yeah,
him a little bit, like some kind of, I don't know, like I said, I don't know exactly how you would get it to work, but some kind of diorama stand where you could have some kind of almost thing to put in front of him or around him, showing like him turning Darth Vader during that moment or something. But it just makes sense. It makes sense to me just to do whatever version. If you want to make it $300 and do a dark side sculpted, people will buy it, man.
There's a lot of juice to squeeze from Anakin, man. You could do another Anakin from the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah.
Oh, you can. That is a great call. You absolutely can, because
so you could get him in this outfit. His classic Jedi robe Revenge of the Sith Jedi robe outfit.
Yeah.
Like,
I think collectors just need a crack at this sculpt. Like having this sculpt behind the paywall of Artisan only is so unfair. We need a sculpted release, a hair sculpted release with this updated sculpt.
Well, and you're right, it isn't fair, and it has a lot of market power where it would behoove Hot Toys to take advantage of it.
You underestimate my power.
Like that, maybe do that expression or something where, or something like that, where, because in this picture he does kind of look kind of old. But people are back in his dimension now, and I didn't really think about it. But I just feel like this is a figure that there needs to be a general. But I'm less liking the idea of an artisan version of it. I wish they would just do a sculpted general release using these updated sculpts, because people will buy it.
But what about the people that missed out on the artisan one? And I'm not saying like for all artisans, that the fact that Sideshow, though, Lane, did not get an opportunity for the artisan dark side one.
Yeah. Well, that would be fine. I would prefer they do it like how they had, the artisan dark. Could you imagine how kind of annoying it would have been that they just did the artisan Dark Empire loop but didn't have a sculpted version of them?
Right.
I mean,
yeah, like they should do.
Dude, I can't wait to get this freaking thing.
Oh, me too. I know.
Look at that, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I mean, they did it so that if you missed out on the artisan, or maybe you just weren't going to have like $400 to spend on him, they gave you what came out to be a he's got all the other accessory stuff. So he's got the same tailoring outfit, everything else that you got for under $300. I just think that, that's a very positive thing for the collecting community.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't Anakin still the only one we didn't get a sculpted version alongside with?
No,
isn't he the
Harley didn't have
Oh,
one.
Harley. Okay.
Black Widow.
Widow did not. They've gone
Oh,
more.
God.
They've gone more to, more to artisan. I mean,
Okay.
not always. Like Obi-Wan Kenobi, they did.
Yeah. Well, that kind of hurts my theory a little bit because I was thinking, as a lot of us are thinking, maybe that's what they're holding off for. They'll give us the officially branded, episode 3
with Winter Soldier
with both of them.
He's just
Well, and Wonder Woman, even though late, you know what I think of this anyway. This was your first prototype artisan. You didn't get it sculpted with this either.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so never mind. Trying to theorize, but listen, I'm no wizard, man. I'm a wizard in training. I'm a wizard in training.
Look, you're. Well, let's play it for you, baby, because you had some good
They
calls.
call him the Wizard.
Well, I'll say for Charlie the Unicorn, Bill Coffey for the father, daughter, and brother, since they're doing the whole world between world things. One thing I will say, Charlie, what I saw for maybe like Dark Side stuff, I saw someone do a really good, like they used one of the Leia sculpts and used the Reva, like Inquisitor body and everything, and did up, like posed up and did a very amazing looking Leia Inquisitor, like kind of dark side. Like,
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah. So,
and Padme too.
Yeah, I would love to see him go maybe a little bit more into do some. I mean, that you have to work with obviously Disney and stuff, but if they can do that cost up mold that no one buys, that literally I think Sideshow Con this past week they actually literally were giving one away for free. You win for a code, for free. Which plays more into Aries' continuing thing where he's discussed like why do certain exclusives seem to, those ones do well and our people are after, but we still get other ones now that are up there to die, basically.
Yeah, that Iron Man that we talked about. Yeah,
that Iron Man, and it's available. I don't know.
Available.
And Greg, he did eventually waitlist, but he
did, but he took a while. I was pulling for him, but he eventually.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. We're going to pull that up in just a second. Real quick here, let me go ahead and just show everyone. Well, I just want to go.
Make us go so much on Anakin there.
Well, no, it's good. It's good. So you can see here, number 1, Anakin. Number 2, number 1, Darth Vader. Number 2, Anakin. Number 3, Artisan Joker. Number 4, the Inart Gandalf. Number 5, the WB 100 Wonder Woman with rooted hair. Number 6, the Batman. 7, the Artisan Scarlet Witch. Number 8, Jack Sparrow. 9, Artisan Luke. Are you kidding me? 10, She-Hulk. And then you can see the rest of the top 20 right below over here. Everyone, you can always check this out at 6scalecantina.com for sure. But yeah, we're going to talk about some of these things, Lane and Mike, that you were talking about. The real-time crystal ball power rankings. And then we got to talk about that Iron Man as well, along with the Gregor clone trooper, along with the Fantastic Four, or is it the Fantastic Three? We got to talk about Galactus. We got to get into this Emperor. Somehow I think we need to start this show. You guys are all watching Ancient Action Figures episode 5. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into all of this. Are you all ready? Right now. Hong Kong, a mecca of unexplainable phenomenon, has recently been inundated with alien sightings, particularly at the Hot Toys secret base.
Will these new top secret figures provide them some sort of power? What top secret Hot Toys innovation is attracting these beings?
At the same time, new highly classified leaked intelligence unveil undeniable plans for more Revenge of the Sith action figures.
Is there a secret connection between Star Wars and these beings?
Is it possible that Star Wars is a true story, and these beings want to keep that truism from out of our hands?
Or is it possible that these figures come to life on these other planets?
So you do have to wonder, are these just toys for us here on this planet, but something completely different out there? And I actually played this early tonight compared to usual. But MB Dyson says, "Is this the beginning of the opening, or did I miss it?" Look, I like to kind of set the table. There's a lot of tables here at 6 scale Cantina, and people have got to get filled up on certain things, and we have a lot to play here, including filling up more people at table 2 with this.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
Speaking of another, and what's on the banner here today, and I am, make sure you guys hit the like button as I go here, but let's go ahead and look at this. What I have up here on the screen, and let's start talking. We're going to talk about the Fantastic Four figure releases from Hot Toys. Why just 3? Stay tuned as we talk about that. Is there maybe going to be some type of issue or some type of reason, maybe better word there, of why we only got 3 officially announced, but 4 unveiled. We'll talk about Galactus. We'll talk about the Emperor, but let's look at these Crystal Ball power rankings. Now, here's where you all can participate. You can go right now to 6scalecantina.com and you can vote on this, and it's real time. They sort out, and it says here, what's your prediction? You can choose up to 5 at a time, and then you can come back every day and do it. But number 1 right now is this Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith. Again, you can go right to 6scalecantina.com and you can click. Like I click here. If you think it's going to be, an Artisan Battle Damage Superman, maybe you think it's going to be Second Brother was on last week, certainly, believing that an Artisan Wonder Woman is coming real quick, fast, and in a hurry. Maybe you think, look who's moving up over here, that it's Gina Carano and Cara Dune. This is the beauty of this. You could go ahead and you can vote, and it sorts it out. But right now, number 1 is this Obi-Wan Kenobi. And honestly, if you go to the homepage at 6scalecantina.com, you can see the banner of this episode. And here's an interesting story about Obi-Wan. And before we go ahead and talk about this, and put your questions and comments in the chat, I want to point out other action figures on this banner. You see the Emperor on the top left. But there's actually 2 emperors from this movie up on Sideshow. Of course, this one is waitlisted. You got another one coming out next year. And you see little Yoda creeping up over there. Of course, we've got an Attack of the Clone ones and a Return of the Jedi one. We don't have a Revenge of the Sith one. Let me paint a little picture for everybody here. We came out with a Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. And we get this Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is hot. The Clone Wars one is hot. They reuse these head sculpts all the time. Are we about to get a third, reuse of this? They also did this right here, ladies and gentlemen, with the Artisan Joker. They came out with this, and they gave us a Batman imposter version of the Joker right off of that. And we got a tremendous amount of releases. The DX47, the DX34. What goes with these figures? What goes with the DX34 Artisan Anakin? What figures go with the DX47 Darth Vader? What figures are good complements to the already waitlisted General Grievous? What figures go well with not only the one Emperor that we have up on the banner right here, but the other Emperor that's up on pre-order already for Revenge of the Sith? Is it possible that a couple of the notables that go very, very well are Yoda, Dooku, and Obi-Wan Kenobi? And I say yes. And here's an interesting thing. Just because this Artisan version of Obi-Wan Kenobi is up on pre-order, just like the Emperor, that Emperor that just got released was up on pre-order. Does that mean that they won't release another Emperor? No, they did. Just because you had one Obi-Wan Kenobi up, does that mean they won't release another one? No. And is it possible then, Mike, that just because this Obi-Wan from Attack of the Clones is up, that we got to wait 2 years for them to announce a Revenge of the Sith one? Is it possible that those days, remember all the channel chatter from 4, 5, 6 years ago? Oh, in 3 years, these will come out like Inart releases figures. Somehow I'm putting the breadcrumbs together that Hot Toys doesn't release figures like Inart or the way they used to. We may come out with not only a Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan tomorrow, maybe we'll get a Padawan Obi-Wan tomorrow at the same time. That's how they're unloading. Unloading is a good word. They are unloading. Yep. And just like Lane was talking about, it's hard to figure out what figures to buy and the tariffs on top of that. But I'll tell you, when you look at this Artisan here, this is something I talked to some collectors about, including my friend, brother Cousins. When you blow this up and you take away, I want you to look really carefully at this, Mike. Take away the mullet. I want you to remove the mullet when you look at this. And I want you to look at what they've been able to do, artists. If you remove the mullet, I swear to God, that is Revenge of the Sith Artisan Obi-Wan Kenobi. They just proved they could do it because it's the same damn thing.
Yeah, I agree. They like this sculpt a lot because this is just a tweaked sculpt of the recent Kenobi sculpts we've been getting. In my opinion, it's not dramatically different from the other two we recently got. They could do whatever little tweak they want to do with it, which, like you said, wouldn't really be much. You just maybe have a look at the beard, give him a little bit more in the stash, fill the beard out a little bit. It was a little thicker in episode 3, and you change up that hair. I don't think there's much more to do to it. And you know what's really exciting about this Artisan figure, for anybody that was able to pre-order this, what we've seen from Artisan is that when they go to these shows, whoever's been styling them was maybe not up to par, and we all got nervous. But the releases have been better than what we've seen on the tables. What's really exciting about this one, for me anyway, is that in the Sideshow Con they had last week, he looked even better than he looks in these promo shots. The hair looked even better.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really happy to see that. You know,
I'm noticing that too. I'm not seeing it everywhere, but I'm starting to see a trend where they're outdoing themselves with exactly what you were just saying, and even with some of the releases from the actual prototype, right, Mike?
Yeah.
You're starting to see a trend.
Yes.
But when you look at this, Lane, and I was talking to Brother Cousins about this, when you just take the freaking mullet away, and you leave the bangs and you leave the ears the same, it is uncanny how easy to do a Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan with this. And I'll be honest with you. You see the picture right there. I just went with it. If you put on the mullet, well, then it looks like Attack of the Clones. You take it off, it kind of looks like this. I think this is coming.
Yeah, I think it's coming too. I really do.
And there's a good possibility. I think Obi-Wan 2.0. I mean, that one really does need. I mean, that head sculpt, like the general one, where there were some complaints about it. Like, it looks so much more like Obi-Wan than the original Revenge of the Sith one. That one, I mean, you would kind of hope that's the latest one, but that Obi-Wan. That one does not hold up as well to any of the most recent ones, even if you like comparison to if you do the original light side, dark side Anakins from Revenge of the Sith versus the more recent Artisan versions. And obviously they're much improved, but like that one in comparison to these, it's almost like night and day.
It's almost like, yeah. And it was interesting, Lane. And let me know, everybody that's in the chat, make sure let me know what you think about this right now. I want you to look at this, everyone in the chat, and I want you to remove the mullet. Remove the mullet from this figure, and tell me you don't see Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan right here. It's crazy.
You got to remove part of the beard and think of it more as a goatee, though, too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But the question is, and I'm sure they're doing a lot of work on that Tom Holland Spider-Man. If this is going to look like the way it's going to look here, and Mike, we were just talking about that. This would be a no-brainer. And as far as figures that make sense right now, okay, so definitely let me know in the chat. You got 2 Revenge of the Sith Emperors out there right now. You've got a General Grievous we can't wait to get our hands on that is already waitlisted coming out, which goes with this as well. You've had the DX34 Anakin that we were just talking about. I just flashed one up that sold for $1,100 in the US, not overseas. You also have the Darth Vader Artisan from this movie coming up. You also have Darth Vader burnt to a crisp up for pre-order right now. What figures go with the ones we just mentioned that are going very, very well, that are selling out, that are on waitlisted? Obi-Wan Kenobi. And just because you got an Attack of the Clone ones out there that's on waitlist already, of course you got the sculpted one, doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have a Revenge of the Sith one. And I'm making a call here. Do I think that this is going to get officially announced for the 20th anniversary for Revenge of the Sith this year? and maybe over the next few weeks. And I say,
They call him the Wizard.
I say so too, Aries. And you're right. To piggyback on that, a few years ago, we used to think, well, they're not going to put out the same character for pre-order at the same time because they don't want to cannibalize. That's all out the window. You've got 3 Ahsokas right now that you can choose from. 2 are in stock. 1 is still on pre-order. The teenager Ahsoka. You had Rex. They came out with another Rex. They can't sell the first Rex. They're going 30% off. I mean, that thing's been there forever, and they give you another Rex. So
there's multiple Emperors. I mean, the other one did
at the same time,
but the other one was still, I think, available at the time when the other one originally went up for order. I mean,
they are showing that they're confident enough to give you multiple versions or different versions of the same character, and these 2 aren't even that different, really. Like,
and look at this, because I'm forgetting about the Clone Wars one.
Which is selling for under retail right now.
But the Sidious and Darth Sidious and Palpatine are really not that different from a collector perspective. It's just kind of like pick your aesthetic, but it's the same guy, right? Pick your expression.
Yeah, I will say, I have to say, I really hate YouTube because I did a little bit ago gift for the first time we've had it a bit, gift a membership to, of course, the members of the 6KL Cantina, and YouTube rewarded me with my gifted sub.
Really?
Yep, it did. I had popped up Jagaron gifted. It said Jagaron 2 receives it. That's MD Dyson was making a joke about it like right afterwards a little while ago. I was like, really YouTube? Really? Okay. Well, I guess I get to be a member of the Cantina for a month unexpectedly. But
well, and that means that you acted a little bit like this guy here.
It was actually part of my subconscious plan for myself to make me a member again. But I apologize, everybody in chat. That was not meant to go happen like that. But and the cool thing is, being able to see these emperors each kind of here in a row, that they're similar character, but yet we can still. I mean, especially even like the Darth Sidious. The Clone Wars and the Revenge of the Sith are very similar with their costumes. They're a little bit different, but you can look at these and still see enough difference in the character where you can have that choice for what look you want to go for the most. And it's not like if you decided to get more than one of them, over time, you're not getting the exact same thing. There'll be enough differentiation in the costume, or like with the more recent one where you can put in just his, non-scarred up head sculpt and stuff.
Right. Well, Lane, that's another good point, though. When we talk about cannibalization, if Hot Toys really wanted to stick it to the customer, they could say, no, we're not giving you 2 sculpts for this. Buy the Clone Wars one if you want that sculpt. But instead, they're giving collectors who maybe missed out on the Clone War. Yeah, they're giving you that Clone Wars version.
Think about Boba Fett, the way they did with the Throne Boba and Boba Fett. How many people would have been even more all over the book of Boba Fett? Because that's the best one, probably from a functionality standpoint and what he comes with. If they had included a head sculpt for that, but no, they didn't include it with that one. You have to get the Throne Boba with the repaint armor to get that head sculpt. And they even did like the neck and stuff like that. So, like it's wired the neck. So you could take off the head sculpt, stick that head sculpt on it, and then manipulate it around the neck. Like they took the effort to do that because they knew people were going to do that. So that's the way they used to get you all the time. Now, are they going to still do stuff like that for maybe some different figures? Yes. But as you pointed out, we're starting to see where maybe even like this Palpatine Sidious was a little bit of a test. Like people have complained like, well, okay, this guy might have been by himself without another head sculpt, similar price point, or even a little bit cheaper than the Palpatine from last year. Maybe it would have been like 260 or something, 265, same price. So they're seeing, well, let's see, are people willing to go in? We're going to give them an extra head sculpt with this version instead of doing what we normally do, you know? And so this could be, 2.0 Imperial Guards would be fantastic, because those figures are kind of old now at this point. But you know, like I think we are seeing something where not all the time they're still going to have nickel and dime or makes choices like really hot toys. You know, that's just any business is going to do.
Like with Deadpool, like they give you the unmasked version in one version and not the other.
You might have already 6 months earlier.
Yeah.
Look at what somebody's. Okay, so Caleb says in here. Let's read some of these chats. The 285 Palpatine is perfect. I hear what you're saying. Charlie the Unicorn asks, when are we getting some 2.0 Imperial Guards for the Emperor? You have to wonder. Yeah.
They don't want to redo, quote, be redoing from Return of the Jedi. The Red Guards, got punked by Vader in Revenge of the Sith. They show maybe for 10 seconds, but as like the Mandalorian Super Commando captain who showed us, if the guy shows up for 3 seconds, hey, we have a clear picture shot of him, we can make a figure. They could do an Imperial Guard from Revenge of the Sith. Like that could be getting for it, and that could be the easy way, and it can be just new body, the old, because they were the exact same old look as the original. So there you go. Imperial Guard, Revenge of the Sith.
I gotta jump for a minute. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, be right back. Bring on Yoda 2.0, Revenge of the Sith, says Charlie. And Jonathan O'Kane says, I would sacrifice my want for Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan for my need for Phantom Menace Obi-Wan, Artisan or not.
Another one.
Figures in Fandom says Artisan Attack of the Clones Obi is probably my most anticipated figure currently, and that uncarded reviews have a your yellow suit Obi-Wan, and here's your red Guardian, please. So, very, very interesting.
But I won't lie. That's our city. You got a call coming in? Who's it from?
Yeah. Could it be Lane at Mike from
The Wizard in the Sky?
Hello? Skull! What is going on, baby? Lane, Mike, the 13th Skull says hi.
Excellent.
Yeah, they're saying hi back. Yes, right. Well, I am aware that we're going to be getting a Artisan in Sculpted Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan. We're talking about that now. Really, Dooku from Revenge of the Sith with rolling eyes function and USB lightsaber. Really, Yoda from Revenge of the Sith with a USB and rolling eyes function. No. Well, Lane won't believe that. Are you sure? Artisan Padme from Revenge of the Skull. Wow. Lane, we just heard from the 13th Skull.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently, we need to go back. We're talking about Obi-Wan here. We're setting the table for, why we think they're going to be coming out with more prequels figures. Let's go to the Crystal Ball, real-time Crystal Ball power rankings. And listen, everybody in the chat, go ahead and stop what you're doing and smash that like button. I appreciate your support. It helps the video. So go ahead right now. Let's get that up to 40 likes, since there's around 40 in here. And I do appreciate your support. But listen, also right now, everybody go to 6scalecantina.com and go to the Crystal Ball power rankings. And you could go ahead and vote. You could pick up the 5. You could just pick whatever 5 you want here. And then that's all you could do for today. But then you could come back tomorrow. It's like voting for the Major League Baseball All-Star players. You can do that here. But you could see up number 1 right now. And, he could be last next week if everybody votes up other people. Obi-Wan Kenobi. But let's look at this, Lane. And let's actually keep going with some of these Attack of the Clone ones in here.
That one is
and
definitely.
Here's Yoda. Here's Yoda, and here's Count Dooku along with some others. Let's talk about these two. Lane, we have an Attack of the Clones, Yoda. It doesn't have roll of guys function. And you got to put batteries in for the lightsaber. We have a Count Dooku from Attack of the Clones. We don't have roll of guys function, and we don't have USB. These go perfectly with the Anakins we've been talking about in the beginning that are going out the roof. And the Emperor that you just saw 4 of. You don't got one freaking Yoda to go with him, Lane.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
you don't got one Yoda to go with the Emperor. Talk to me. And you got 3 of them.
Yeah, well, a Revenge of the Sith one, I think we're overdue for a new Yoda because it has been a while now.
And it goes for over $400.
Yeah, so
the Attack of the Clones one.
And it's not like, and it's honestly, I mean, we can just say they're not going to have to go through a whole lot to make a new one. I mean, they can reuse almost like they can just reuse the mold for Attack of the Clones. Maybe do some painting touch-ups and stuff to like the head sculpt and paints to the body because they've improved in the last 6-7 years. That is true, OG fan. That is very true. Yeah, well, they put out like 20 in like 3 years, so they probably decided to take a little bit of a break.
They put out 20 of what?
Boba Fett's.
No, but did you hear the good news that we're going to get season 2, baby?
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor.
Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
See, that was Pedro Pascal's best role since Prince Oberyn in Game of Thrones.
OG fan never needs an appointment to come into the 6-scale cantina. And definitely, so he's been a member, Lane, for 48 months. Well, listen, OG fan, I do really appreciate it.
And give you your flower. That's for you.
Yeah, you're all. Did you just say flower? Now I got to play more pizza clip.
You're delicious.
Ciao, boys.
Aries, quick question here as we're going through the thing. If they were like, let's just say somehow or in another timeline, Hot Toys was doing a Spaceballs line of figures, what would be the most anticipated character that you would want? For me,
Spaceballs?
Yes, if they were doing a line. They were willing to go like 8, 9, 10 deep like they did with the Sculpt. Which is the one you would want? Like you already have 25 pre-orders of figures. So you're like, I can't get many in Spaceballs, but I got to get some representation from that movie. What is the one character you absolutely know you would get? Like
the one on the left right here with
Everything that happens now is happening now.
What happened to then?
We passed then.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
See, that proves to me there is literally like a Darth Vader field around all nerds because whether it's Darth Vader or a parody of Darth Vader, if it reminds us anything of that guy in that suit and that helmet, we just we have to get it. Like there's no way that we cannot say no to it. I would be the exact same thing. Like I Moranis.
Well, that is why this guy is going for 1,500.
You underestimate my power.
It's Darth Vader.
I know. So it just my number 2 though. I would want him number 1, but I have a tie for number 2. I would want Barf because I love John Candy. that's because of the actor, and we lost him like so long ago. And he wasn't super young, but he was younger than I am when he passed away. But him and we would need the one trooper guy we need is the Kobe the Desert guy that goes, we ain't found bleep. Who's already confirmed, who was Tuvok. He was Tuvok in Voyager. I just found that out earlier this year. But that guy is already confirmed he's going to be in the sequel. For a cameo. But anyway, sorry, didn't mean to get a second. But where you bring that up, I'm just like, what's the one character from that movie we would all want? It's Dark Helmet. Maybe
It's
Lone,
Dark Helmet.
but
Well,
Dark Moranis in that is just so perfect.
I think, Lane, what you really want, besides Aaron Rodgers winning the Super Bowl, is a 2-pack of these two guys on the right when they announced the 2.0 Dooku.
do that. Shoot her or something.
Maybe one of the only problems with the prequel trilogies, at least for character-wise, is those two guys felt like characters who should have been in Spaceballs. Is like they came out about as smart as anybody in Spaceballs. Even Major A-hole, who was there having his brother shoot up the princess's nose, was a smarter commander, unfortunately, than most of the Nemoidians that we ever saw.
Well, listen, MB Dyson wants to ask you, would they do a deluxe or just plain yogurt?
I prefer strawberry yogurt myself, but no. Can we get yogurt? And we would need like a diorama of Spaceballs to store, so we could get like Spaceballs the flamethrower to stick in his hands.
All right. Well, let's talk. We're talking about Yoda. Let's talk about Padme, because this is where the fun
begins.
Okay, because I talked to you the last time, and you told me, Lane, I wish I had the Vince McMahon old WWE song, No Chance in Hell. And because I think that's what you told me about Padme, because she's pregnant. So who cares? Who cares if Padme is pregnant? I'm trying to get to her to pull this artisan up over here for her.
You're executing your military strategy about as well as General Hux right now.
I got a General Hux clip. I got a General Hux clip. Look how far up she is. She's wow. Let's blow her up. I don't know if her hair is quite as good as Jason Momoa's. No, it's pretty damn good. It's pretty good, Lane. Dude, they're going to do this figure. They're going to do this figure. It makes sense because she could literally go. Everybody's buying these Anakins. Got to have rooted Anakin. Got to have rooted Anakin. Got to have rooted Darth Vader. Got to have rooted Darth Vader. Got to have this. Got to have that. Got to have that. Got to have this. If they put this out, dude, they gave you 2,500. Scarlet Witch. 2,500. Are you telling me that they couldn't do 2,500 pregnant Padmes? Tell me why.
Because pregnant character. They're not going to do that. If you're going to get an artisan Padme, and I don't think most people want that version of her.
Dude, I want this version of her. Look at her hair; it's perfect, and I want to put it next to my freaking Obi-Wan that's coming to my Anakin.
We're the super people who are here in this thing. We're the super deluxe triple nerds. Who will? I mean, we had to fight for just get the arena Padme for years, but. I think most people, if they're gonna do an artisan Padme, they need to do the Queen Amidala version of her from the Phantom Menace. Like that is the one.
There's no doubt we're going to get this lane. We already
will not condone a course of action that will lead us to war.
Because we're
talking about the pregnant Padme here.
No, zero.
Well, this doesn't go. This one does not go with your dark side Anakin.
Not condone a course of action that will lead us to war.
I just got to stop from even the entertaining of. You're going to a place I can't follow.
Oh, Lane, yeah, that was a good one, Lane. You get this clip. You get this.
The Wizard.
At this point, Aries, you are more likely to get Rise of Skywalker red-eyed C-3PO with active cis-speak like personality in it, that happening than pregnant Padme.
What about hospital delivery scene Padme with the with the droid coming in?
You mean it's like so you can recreate like the yin and light and dark yin and yang of what's happening?
Yes.
Yeah. No,
Lane, how much more likely Are we to get these two figures I'm going to play here, or this pregnant Padme? Now it's got to be both. It can't just be one. Both of these guys are pregnant Padme. What is more likely?
Blow that piece of junk out of the sky!
All fighters.
Which guy?
Dude, both
Blow
of these
that
guys.
piece of junk out of the sky!
All fighters.
Two talking.
Yeah, no, you're more likely to get both of the. You're more likely to get Hux and the pilot guy driving the AT.
Dude, I'd go. How many would be into a 2-pack of Hux
Blow
and the
that
pilot?
piece of junk out of the sky!
All fighters.
You're more likely to get a 2-pack of Kylo and that front pilot guy on the right who he yells at than pregnant Padme.
Here's the thing. Pregnant Padme, she has a beautiful, Mike, I'm going to go to you with this.
Yeah.
As Lane kind of gets some air with the Aaron Rodgers hat. I understand Lane's points, but I really think we're going to get this because I think it's easy. I look at the outfit that we got from the Last Jedi from Leia when she had that wonderful outfit that kind of just drapes over your whole body. And honestly, the dress here is kind of a similar design, and it's blue. And she has beautiful hair. They've got the Padme head sculpt. It goes everybody's going nuts, paying $1,000 for this Anakin, $1,000 for Darth Vader, all this stuff. I'll be honest with you. I think this would be one of the easiest figures for them to make.
Yeah, and like I hear Lane's point, but I wouldn't put it at a 0. I mean, we got the Padme from episode 2, and of course everybody was like, "Oh, we want the ripped shirt version." They're not going to give you that. We understand why they're not going to give you that, but I think it's not like she's only seen in like her nightgown or something. I mean, it would just be a baby bump. It's not a big deal. I wouldn't put it at 0. I think it could come, I think, I could see it happening. And her hair, I mean, gosh, how many great hairstyles does she have? But this is the most kind of like real world manageable kind of thing for an artisan, I would think, from this movie, as opposed to like the picture you showed before. It's quite a thing going on there she has. But that would be a lot tougher.
Yeah, well, and then Darth Malik says they're not doing a pregnant figure that gets choked. Well, this isn't that part with the brown outfit coming out of the spaceship, Darth Malik. This is way before when she was hanging out with Obi-Wan and C-3PO. This is the only C-3PO. But they could do a 2-pack. How about C-3PO and pregnant Padme 2-pack?
I'd love it. I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be awesome. Like, these guys raised some good points, but I don't think yet I've heard a point that makes it 0 chance. You know what I mean? So.
Listen, there's at least as much chance as we could get the warp speed.
Oh yeah? Watch this.
Oh my God. I think we need to fill up another table here. Maybe what we're just going to get is more 3POs and R2s. I feel like we're actually a little overdue.
I think so.
On an R2.
Hello. We are. We need that, like, the clean R2, to go with the new 3PO, right?
Yes.
I love the Attack of the Clones one, but people want that clean one.
Well, Lane, let's go to this, Lane. Since you don't think pregnant Padme, I think pregnant Padme is coming. But let's go to something that maybe you're going to tell me is more likely. This goes also with Anakin, DX34, and goes with Obi-Wan, and goes with Palpatine. Talk to me about a Dooku with PERS, with USB light function that is, kind of going to be
My powers have doubled since the last time we met, Count.
Good. Twice the pride, double the fall.
Well, hopefully we get that expression instead of the "oops, I may have made a mistake."
I thought you were going to say, the "oops, I did it again" Britney Spears song. But anyway, go ahead.
What a shot of Dooku there, right? It's great.
Yeah, you just like going like, "Oh."
Well, this is so people clearly know it's
My
this
powers
Duke.
have doubled since the last time we met Count.
Good. Twice the pride, double the fall.
The only thing,
except to be accurate to Hot Toys, you have to take away the light from the red one there.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the only thing that could stop is because they don't like to give light up feature to Dooku sabers hilts. I'd be all in for this in like 5 seconds. Like I would be like, get out of my way.
Well, the other one's really good, but I'll be honest with you, it's really, really good. Like the Tarkin's really, really good. But some of these figures are coming out with right now. I'm just saying. Remember the old story of they don't do young guys good? Well, we just got a Han Solo from Revenge of the Sith that kills it. That Padme from Attack of the Clones. Oh my God. The figures they're coming out with now are insane.
Yep.
I think that they could outdo this Dooku. I think it could be better than the last one.
I think so. Yeah. Rolling eyes would be really nice.
Rolling eyes will make it better because then, Mike, you'll have different expressions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, I got to ask everybody in the chat, what do you think the chances are with all of these prequel figures that they've been unloading on us, particularly with Revenge of the Sith? What about a 2.0? Or not a 2.0, but another version of Dooku with rolling eyes and lead USB lightsaber. What about a Revenge of the Sith Yoda? Is it possible that the Yoda goes with the 4 different Palpatines that they have up on pre-order that you could only pair your Attack of the Clones Yoda with? I mean, what do you think the chances are of those coming? And while you're typing that in there, let's smash that like button right now. I do appreciate it. It helps the video. Let's get these likes up because it'll help everybody who's not here for the live show be able to see it later. But yeah, I mean, I think that these are 2 of the very, very likely 20th anniversary figures, Mike, that we're still going to get. It's only still July. And it's the 20th anniversary till the end of the year.
Yeah, we can get a Clone Wars Dooku too, which would be another way for them to release, if they do the investment into a new sculpt, they can also get some cash out of the Clone Wars too.
Yes, for sure. So Lane, how much more likely is it to get Dooku and Yoda than pregnant Padme? I got to go back there because it makes me laugh.
Like 500 times?
I guess it's a lot since it was 0 for her, right?
Yeah, it can only go up.
It can only go up from there.
But Lane, I could tell you in these power rankings, people are voting for this pregnant Padme pretty high. So I'm just going to say that I think she would sell. And let's say that they did put her out, Lane, for argument's sake. Hot Toys shocked you. Hot Toys awed you. You woke up in the morning and you're like, oh my God, the wizard was right. How does Aries know this? Who's this 13th skull? What's going on? If they do, at how much would they be able to sell of her? They'd be able to sell one because I'd buy one. So there you go. Is it 1,500? Is it just 300? Is it 5,000? How many?
5.
5.
Did you say 5? Did you say 5?
People would be interested in that look. I really don't. I think that I don't, because her character is the most bland in Revenge of the Sith.
No.
Bland?
They barely did anything with
She's
her.
pregnant with Leia and Luke. How can it be bland?
Exactly.
Her character, she was getting a chance to be bland for the most part in comparison to how she was in Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones.
Lane, you're breaking my heart.
Oh, that was pretty good there, Mike. You get this clip for yourself. Pretty
Throw
cool.
that piece of junk out of the sky!
All fighters!
Look, anything's possible, Lane, because
my opinion apparently is under fire.
Well,
No.
Lane, I mean, we do find it disturbing.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Lane, I got to get a Rogers clip. I got to get a Rogers clip in here because, you know.
I still have like at least 6 weeks or so before I have to worry about. Oh, man, my dad is going to be making so much fun of me because I'll be visiting him the week the NFL season starts. He's going to have so much fun at my expense. But we're more likely at this point, I think, to see a slave Leia artist than we would freaking pregnant Padme.
So you're saying, Lane, that what are we more likely to get? Artisan Captain Marvel or pregnant Padme?
Oh, that's not fair. That's like
Brie Larson or pregnant Padme?
That's like, choosing between the zero.
She's going to be in Doomsday.
Run over hot coals for in that scenario. I would say a pregnant Padme is more likely than Captain Marvel Artisan.
Wow, really, Lane? Okay, so out of this trifecta, we got Artisan Cara Dune, Artisan Captain Marvel, Artisan Pregnant Padme. Which one of the three? Rank them.
Versus those two, Pregnant Padme. Like, I don't even have to miss a beat because one is in legal action and and then the other
wait. Did you say illegal action?
I said one is in legal action.
Mm-hmm. She's currently suing them, so the odds of them making that figure now.
They will not. Disney will go.
But she's on StarWars.com still. She's still on Disney.
Disney's not with Lee, and she probably doesn't want anything made of her anyway right now, dude. Just with that.
I hope if she wins the lawsuit, I hope that's part of the deal.
Yeah, well, no,
figures.
I would love that. Now, at this point, I think the ship may have mostly sailed, but maybe when you get to an anniversary eventually for Mandalorian down the road, then I would like them. I would have liked them to have done one of her already at some point. Like, I think like Darth Malik is pointing out that like Artisan Jyn Erso, I think, would be great. I think people would be really in for a slightly updated sculpt and
that would be that would be.
Artisan Jyn Erso, yeah. I mean, let's go.
2,500, boom. That thing is gonna sell out, boom, like within 15, 20 minutes. Like people will be all over that figure. But I mean, they're more likely to get Artisan Bail Organa than like Bail Organa from the Kenobi show. Not.
Dude, we're gonna get this tomorrow now, right?
What's going on here? I'm sorry, sir.
We're getting a Kenobi show. Then a lot of people didn't like that much. Our Bail Organa.
No. Well, do you think, Lane? Do you think the odds are greater that we'll get and/or Bail Organa or pregnant Padme? What do you think's more likely?
Pregnant Padme.
Okay, good. So it's not zero.
I think Andor's done. Like we got K2SO remake, and then
that's it.
We also got the Range Trooper.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So
even though
listen,
we got Reed Richards, Pedro Pascal. There's something really with that.
So here's the thing: you realize this. Here's a trend. We got Joel Miller, right? Here's Joel Miller. Joel Miller's coming to town, and now we've got the Mr. Fantastic.
Bro,
I feel like Pedro Pascal, Lane, is kind of like Tamora Morrison a little bit, because we got we do have coming in less than a year a Mandalorian and Grogu movie, baby. So I really feel like you've got quite a bit of Pedro Pascal and this green guy that are going to be.
Thanks for reminding me that Pedro Pascal fatigue is like real.
Is it greater than Grogu fatigue?
I think so, because he's been more stuff than Grogu.
Did somebody put in here, that he looks like Marlon Brando, or he looks like the Marlboro Man,
he kind of does,
or he looks like Gerald Ford?
I don't like this head sculpt that much. Like
you don't, but it looks like a real person. That doesn't look like
Joel's,
a Weeble Wobble toy.
The Joel head sculpt is way better than this one. And maybe it's just the goofy hairstyle or something too. I think he's going to be fine in the movie like itself. I think Pedro Pascal will be fine.
How many lines is he going to have?
Oh, I mean, I hope he's getting. I mean, I'm willing to bet they probably paid him a pretty good amount for coming to do this, because he is, for all we want to make fun of or some of the weird stuff that happens around Pedro Pascal, like there's a reason he gets hired. For a lot of these roles the last couple of years, I think he'll be fine in this movie. I like the costume. I think he looks good. I'm still a little unsure with like attaching the stretchable arms and all that kind of stuff a little bit with the figure. I know that's kind of like what they did with the Luffy figure from the live action One Piece. This will probably look better because, he's going to have an actual suit on his arms and stuff covered.
Well, Lane, this prototype, rate this head sculpt prototype from 1 to 10.
Probably 8.5.
Okay. Mike, 1 to 10, Mike.
I want to give it a 7, and here's why. The other one just looks so much better that for me to give this an 8.5, and I don't mean no offense, Lane, but then the other one's got to be a 10, right? Because it's much better.
That one's like a 9.5.
Yeah. So I just think it looks like two different artists got this assignment. Like one guy did this, the other guy did the other one, because
they may have had a shorter time period.
It's just a kind of a miss. Yeah, that's true. And they had a lot more to work with, like with Joel. He's been around a lot longer, that look for them to reference than maybe this one. But yeah, the Joel is definitely better. There's a lot of realism in this. I just don't think they captured Pedro as much as I would have wanted to. Does that make sense?
We may need to see him in the movie like one of us for a bit to see how that looked a little bit better too.
So
now,
let me ask you,
is even more interesting.
Let me ask you guys, which one? Well, let me stay with you, Mike, and then we'll go to Lane. Which one is better, the Pedro Pascal or the Invisible Woman head sculpt? Which one's better?
Pedro, all day, because Vanessa Kirby is a very beautiful woman. This is kind of a creepy looking sculpt to me. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It doesn't work, man. I don't know what it is exactly. I don't know if it's the coloration of it, but I think maybe I'd skip her and just say she's in invisible mode and just have the other characters and just put a base or something where she's supposed to be.
Let me ask you this: what creeps you out more, this head sculpt of the Invisible Woman or this clip?
Good. Which one is looking better? Pizza face Palpatine. Which one looks more creepy?
Which one looks?
All right. So wait, before we go to Lane, Mike, now you got to rate. You gave rate this one from 1 to 10.
I gotta give this one like a 6.5. I know that's hard.
Okay, that's fair.
No Hot Toys can do better.
Do you think that when it comes out, it's going to be improved?
I wouldn't be surprised because I can't be the only person that's freaked out by this one. All
right, Lane, give me your thoughts on this.
This one, I'm kind of in the similar boat as Mike. It's something, Mike, just to go with your thing. I think it's something with if you've seen her, it's something in the definitions of the lines for her cheeks. This looks almost like it's not defined enough. Like if you actually look at her face, where I think you might be right is I think maybe the paints this could have been very hurried to try and get it out. We're going to launch all these pre-order, we're going to have all these guys come up probably over this next week. I'm actually feeling a little bit better on it because I see her a little bit more, but it's still like, there is a little, I don't know why. Now, you had to ask me which one looks creepier, Pedro or her with the facial sculpt. I'm not sure exactly, but Pedro, I think, is better sculpt overall than this one, but I'm still like a 7 out of 10. The only concern I have, and I normally never would say, quote, concern with something, are some of these come up for pre-order because they're going to become available like Deadpool or something, like in a short, or Captain America did, like they're going to have them out in a short period of time instead of how many times do we say I want to wait a year for a figure or a year and a half for a figure? We never want to actually do that. But this one, and maybe even the other one, Pedro, once we see him actually in the movie, active in front of us, that head sculpt may be a little bit better.
So I'll just add this one thing, like Daniel Bell, who is I think the senior, I forget his title exactly, but he's up there with the statue side of Sideshow. And I'll never forget him talking about, people were asking him, why don't you do female sculpts? And the first one he recently did was the Batgirl. And he said, because beautiful women are the hardest thing to sculpt. Monsters are the easiest. Men with a lot of older men are easiest. But women, beautiful women, are the most difficult to get right. And you see that,
Well, what about the thing, guys? If you were going to rate this one, if you were around, so Lane, you rate her, you rated the 8.5 to Pedro Pascal. What about the Invisible Woman? What'd you rate her? 1 to 10?
7 out of 10.
7. What do you rate the thing?
Oh, 10.
10. Yeah.
10.
Things at 10. They crushed it.
I will say the beard version looks a little weird, but I need to see him in the movie. Maybe once I see it in the movie, I'm like, oh, okay. But the bearded skull, that looks a little weird to me. Just because I've never seen the thing with the beard.
It is comic accurate. There is an issue of him with a beard. Jonathan Hickman comic from 2012, I believe.
Okay,
but there's a reason for it in the comic that I think is probably going to be different in the film. I don't want to say what the reason is because it might be an accidental spoiler for the movie, but yeah, it wasn't a comic. I prefer the traditional Kirby style.
But I don't think it's bad per se. It just looks weird to me. So I would, even the bearded sculpt, I would still say it's still a 9 out of 10. But I think the main one, that is perfect. They nailed the movie likeness and everything. Whatever you might think about this look and everything, because I like this because I'm very much, unlike some of the more recent ones, like the Michael Chiklis live action one, or that monstrosity that was the Fantastic Four stick version. This one feels like the Kirby-esque thing, with the big supersized eyebrows and everything.
Yeah,
for him, because I don't think I'm going to get any of the Fantastic Four figures. He's going to be massive. This is going to be a huge figure.
All right, so that it is going to be massive, but I got to ask you this, Lane. Here's your Fantastic Four. So they did tease the guy on the right. Why did Hot Toys? Why did they do this? Why did they say, "Hey, here's the thing. Here's Mr. Fantastic. Here is the Invisible Woman.
Two versions."
Well, why didn't they give you the guy on the right? What's the purpose?
I think there's something coming with him that's maybe major spoilery, or maybe they're going to have some kind of flame on, full body flame thing or something like that. With him.
You think that's the reason?
I think we'll see him pop up this week.
Is there any chance that we don't get him? Because we're still waiting for the fifth brother. We're still waiting for the fourth sister.
No, he's going to come.
I like that they put our concerns at ease by at least having him in this shot.
But wait, Mike.
Yeah.
They also posed the fifth brother and the fourth sister in some of these poses as well.
Yeah, that's true. No, we've seen prototypes for tons of figures they never made, but I just feel like this movie is going to be hopefully so big, and
they call him the Wizard.
I think he's coming this week because I think they're going to try and have all this stuff up for pre-order before the movie's out, so that people will, especially in the home territory, before they have a chance to see the movie and maybe decide if they don't like it or not. Hot Toys has done the same kind of thing before, and also having that up.
Hello, Skull. The 2 times they're in the show. What's going on? The fifth brother and the fourth sister are still coming. Really? Okay, and you want me to play this clip? Okay.
Oh. Uh-oh. So
he took me to another dimension. Wow.
Wow.
I actually went to, yes, and I actually saw with my own eyes the possibility of the fifth brother and the fourth sister. This is funny stuff. Only here at Six Scale Cantina.
So
for sure.
Let's assume Johnny is coming. The one character now that we know there is you'll be pulling up here. There is some version of Galactus we're gonna get.
Oh yeah.
I guess I would, for kind of topping off with our Fantastic Four discussion with some of this. Do you think what would you put percentage chance that we might get a silver? Like, she's the main other, at least from trailers. We don't know what else is going to actually show up in the movie. That we could get. I don't think it's super likely, but we could. Could you see maybe, because like we got the Resistance much later down the road. The movie did really well. That we could get Silver Surfer.
I say 50-50, right? If this is a blockbuster, huge success, I think we get her. I think so.
And they're doing at least the mini version with Galactus. So
that's right.
So you can get some kind of representation.
All right, let me ask you this way: Is it a greater chance we get the Silver Surfer or the pregnant Padme?
Pregnant Padme all day, every day.
Oh my God!
You get this clip, baby. Let's go. It's
the wizard.
Get out of here, Mike's like, doing the Mick Foley cheap pop, playing around. It's like, come on.
That's right.
Let's hear
somebody's got to be good cop here, Lane.
Yeah, I know. You're going Hulk Hogan right now.
Exactly.
Listen, this is a staple of Six Scale Cantina live shows.
My boy, this is the figure I've been waiting for. Like, this is one of my most anticipated this year. Is this?
It is so damn.
Small the Sith will rule the galaxy. And we shall have peace.
If you want to know megalomania, given face, boom, right there. There you got it.
All right. What 1 to 10, Lane? What's this?
10.
And I say
I'm biased.
Yes. I say yes too. I say yes.
Oh, look at that, guys. Look at this. Look at that.
You can't beat that, man.
Mike, what do you give this 1 to 10, Mike?
This is a 10. This is a 10 all day. Come on, look at this.
Oh, look at that. Is that really a blogger photo?
Yeah.
Wow.
I already watched Collecting Adventures. He got this, and I sent him, as soon as you get the thing in box, please send me.
I didn't see Regan's yet. Yeah, I'm sure it's awesome. We gotta have it on here to talk about it.
They adjusted his smile a little bit, didn't they? They changed his mouth a little? Right. Okay. I thought I remembered.
Okay, so it's not just me. I thought that they did something a little bit
better.
So do you think this is an improvement, Mike, over the prototype?
I do, because this looks more like he looked in the film. The prototype, he almost had like pointy teeth, and the smile was a little bit too aggressive. This is more realistic.
This is like where he's laughing at, like, smirk, like when he's going, "My little green friend."
Yeah, absolutely.
Smirking, because he's like, "I'm so about to pwn the heck out of you," and you little. I've been wanting to do this for like 20 years.
And I would love a Yoda with maybe 2 head sculpts with an expression, that mid-fight expression,
like that determined facial expression. Yeah. He kind of reflects the Force lightning that blows them back.
Yeah,
good one with his more usual kind of more serene. facial expression or something. Or maybe to make it different, they give him more of that kind of stern look he has right before he engages with Palpatine. You know, when he pulls his lightsaber out and engages, where he gets that little bit more stern, determined. Because you don't see him with that very often.
Right.
And it might be a good alternative.
This is so scene specific, and that could be as well.
I love the Attack of the Clones Yoda guys, but I'll be honest with you, this even reinforces more how much we need, how much it is going to happen, that we will be getting a 20th anniversary. Because you not only have to pair something with this figure, you also got the other freaking one, which arguably, if the prototype comes out the same way, could be better than this one. So is this what they call me?
Him the Wizard.
Yoda's coming, guys. For that is my little green friend. I mean, this is sick.
It is.
That is sick. That is because I wasn't feeling this one. I'm going to be honest with you. With the one that they announced that really goes great with the Darth Vader. You know, the one that looks like this.
Good.
But this is so freaking good as well. I mean, that you got to pair this with Yoda. So let me ask you, Mike, let's go to you first.
Yeah.
If you were to guess, 20th anniversary, Revenge of the Sith Yoda, do they do one in this year, or do they just put it out next year random and have no rhyme or reason and don't give it to you? Make a call, baby.
I'm gonna say next year. I will say next year, because there's a lot.
Next year, not this year.
Yeah, that's my prediction. I'd love.
You know what? They did it with Han, because we had a 20th anniversary of the 40th of Return of the Jedi, and everyone was like, darn, we're not getting a Han, we're not getting a Han, we're not getting an Endor Han. But all of a sudden in January they give you
really bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
So they've done it before. So I think, Lane, what do you think?
I would probably say of other figures for Revenge of the Sith, Yoda feels like since they've done Sazi Tin, they've announced. I mean, they've gone that deep with him and Plo Koon and stuff. Revenge of the Sith version. I can't imagine why they wouldn't do a 2.0 like a Revenge of the Sith version. But at the end of the day, Hot Toys does weird decisions sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just talking about a Kamen Rider the other day. Okay, what? Okay, I guess. What?
But also, Lane, consider they just announced an episode 2 Kenobi. How long after every one of those figures has come out already?
Yeah, from years ago now.
Yeah,
multiple years. And but man, God, that just they nailed that facial. I think you guys would agree as much, and even chat. This guy seeing the final for this sets the bar for what could be, the quote ultimate Palpatine, being that 285 Revenge of the Sith one that's going to come next year. Yeah. This sets the bar for what they have to hit with the final.
With all of these Palpatines, Lane and Mike, I really feel what we're not discussing is that you're probably going to get 2.0'd with this.
Everything that has transpired has done so according to my design.
Well, hey, it's going to be limited. It's going to go on wait lists like that freaking 2.0 Darth Maul so quick.
Yep.
I still haven't got mine.
It's too easy to do. Yeah. It is too easy to do this, John.
Everything that has transpired has done so according to my design.
Yeah.
And so when you think about the rise of Skywalker, Eternal Emperor, and they already got the freaking robes, the Eternal robes with the freaking God, this looks so good. With the other version of this that they're coming out with, that's too easy as well. Because Lane, they don't have to put out that many of them. They could just throw out 1,000 of them if no one wants to buy. Though I'd buy that all day long because it's badass. Forget about what you think of the movie. I mean, that's just a badass figure. Boy, this looks so good. Gosh.
You know what else is so cool that I love that they're including now is the hands with the lightning attached to them. It's such a good thing to have.
Yeah.
Well, and that makes it for any like future Dooku or something like that.
Yeah.
You do that attachment with the Force lightning. Okay, real quick before we keep going though, you guys were throwing me under the bus on the pregnant Padme bus earlier. Okay, so now you guys are going to get put on the spot here real quick. What is more likely we will get? A pregnant Padme, or will we get Dutch 2.0?
Oh man, I'm going to say Dutch because I want to put it out into the universe. I'd love to have give me a clean Dutch and a muddy Dutch.
we got a jungle hunter not too long.
Exactly. Yeah. And they're dipping back into those 80s movies, and they love Arnold right now. You know, you got 2 versions of the 800. So, yeah.
So what do you say, oh, Grand High 13 Skull, speaker of the phone?
And I say both.
They call him the Wizard.
Okay, that's a good answer. I like that answer.
He just went reverse Solomon there. Instead of baby, he said, "Actually, here you get 2. Enjoy."
Listen, I'm still waiting for this other freaking Empire Strikes Back Princess Leia to come.
Stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Hey, Aries, I did have a question for you. Have you seen it all a little bit? How is Hoth Leia? Because, you know, I've actually seen Hoth Leia's pricing to be coming down because I've seen her selling sometimes for, and I'm putting in quotes here, for how cheap as like $300, $350 on BSTs recently.
She's still going for around, but both Leias, whether you're talking about the A New Hope Leia or the Hoth Leia, they still go around $450. I mean, they could go up with shipping and taxes, still packaged and sent out, you know, $475 to $500 late. It still goes that hot. Now with this volatile market, you know, unless you are the Jack Nicholson, you know, Joker, you know, from the '89 Batman, either one of those DXs, sometimes you can find a little bit of a steal. You can steal one away, $375, something like that. But honestly, they're still fetching that kind of money. And you know what else has got up, Lane, is the Endor Leia with Wicket or without Wicket. They go.
You got hand now to put her with.
Yeah, you got hand now to put her with. But I'm telling you right now, Leia is about this. This is unbelievable. Like when you talk about the level, aren't you guys so happy that Inart came to existence and they punched Hot Toys in the mouth with that Joker in the beginning, and then all this stuff happened? Because I'll be honest with you, Mike, we weren't getting figures. This is almost like the reverse engineering and technology from the 20th century and up to now. How in the world, you know, did we get to where we are now from just the past 100 years? And I'm telling you, you have to ask yourself, are we reverse engineering some kind? Is this Ancient Action Figures of otherworldly sculpting technology? Because it's gone from something pretty good to like, this is nuts.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is the action figure space race. You know, it's
I like it.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
competition.
Gosh, look at that.
You know? Everybody wants to get to the moon first, and the competition's great.
The competition is great with this. Going back to real-time crystal ball power rankings, you guys can vote. You gals can vote. Go to sixscalecantina.com right now, and you can vote every day. You can vote once a day. It'll let you come back in, and you can vote just for one character, or you can choose up to 5. You know, is it the 2.0 Obi-Wan? Is it a new Artisan Iron Man? You can click it. You can click up to 5. Is it, you know, Captain Marvel? Is it pregnant Padme that Lane does not think has a chance in hell? of coming out? Is it with Black Widow coming out soon? Scarlett Johansson. Are they just going to give us an Infinity War? Very popular look for her. Give us this blonde hair here, and all of a sudden we got an Infinity War limited to 3,000 pieces Black Widow. Or is it going to be a snowspeeder pilot Luke? Who knows? Or is it going to be this Eternal Emperor, since they're coming out with it, left and right, or someone mentioned Jyn Erso before. Or is there going to be another race lane between Inart and Hot Toys? What are they going to do with the Christopher Reeve Superman? Hot Toys has seen their prototype. Some praise, some questions. I'm sure it'll come out great. Hot Toys is 2.0 and everything else. You've seen how good they did with the Ben Affleck 2.0 Batman lane. Is it possible that Hot Toys is going to do a 2.0 Christopher Reeve? How likely is this to come out versus the pregnant Padme? Rate that.
It's way more likely.
Would they do this? Would they do this? Would they go? Are both? Because Inart hasn't made a move on Wonder Woman or the Superman since then. Hot Toys hasn't made a move. Are they both waiting for each other to make a move?
Well, Inart is confirmed, or at least from Thing, which kind of pans out, that they are supposed to be announcing their Gal Gadot Wonder Woman later this year.
Okay, but why? Because it's taken a little bit long. So do you think they're both trying to wait on each other? What do you think?
I think they are on their own schedules for what they're going to do. I don't know if Hot Toy, I'm sure for some quality, Hot Toys probably has been paying attention to them, but I don't know about release schedule wise necessarily, except for in specific cases. Or they, they're going to go do stuff on their schedule at the end of the day.
What do you think the chances are?
Go ahead,
Mike. No, go ahead. What do you think the chances are it's a WB initiative where they're like, listen, we don't, just put the pause on the Christopher Reeve. We want to pump up the anticipation for this new movie.
And that's a lot of times if you talk to, like, I know,
Legend.
I know Hot Toys has had, because people were asking, like, why were you doing kind of those, like, from Clone Wars, like, versions of the Delta Squad with the look and not the original game armor type things or the paint, is because that Disney wants whatever the most recent version is of the characters, that's more, or look or something like that. That's what they want done up.
Right. Like when Hot Toys had their Dark Side event, right? For us in this bubble, it seemed like Hot Toys just decided to do this thing. But if you look at the outside world, Pop did it, Lego did it. So these are coming from on high, a lot of these initiatives.
Or like Nihilus. If you look at Nihilus, kind of, they've had the premium format and his figure.
Yep.
They're based off, they're not exactly based directly off like the robes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're not exactly like 100% off of the video game look to him. They're actually off from like a miniatures game and some other more recent artwork of him. So since that's the most recent version of them done, that's kind of what they may be using for some of the figures. That's why it looks mostly the same, but like, there's some slight difference for like his robes and stuff like that.
Well, I could tell you right here, though, when you talk about the, David Cornsweet Superman and a couple of battle damaged options, and also, not to give it away, but Mr. Ultraman here, perhaps a couple of different versions of that as well. It could be very interesting with Superman where Hot Toys is concerned. I know we spoke about it last week, but Mike, this movie is doing well. And I'm happy to say I saw it again.
Nice.
Last night. I did enjoy it. And I know you weren't as hot on it, but it is doing well.
That's what I want.
Which means from a production standpoint for action figures, Hot Toys could make money off this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For anybody who didn't enjoy the movie, like myself, well, I'll just speak for myself. I didn't enjoy it that much, but I want the movie to succeed. I want this universe to succeed. I want to see more figures from it. So I think we're going to get them because, I'm happy to see the results of it, the box office.
Yeah, it is doing it there. Well, I think this is going to be it tonight because we're at 9:32, and we need to give it a call. Everybody that's in here watching, smash the like button right now. I do appreciate it. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. We're counting down $1.57, a minute 57 and 28 seconds. Appreciate all of you. You've been watching episode 5 of Ancient Action Figures. If you didn't see the special intro, go back and rewatch it. It's pretty darn awesome. Always awesome here. But Lane, Mike, it's been real. This has been a lot of fun. So much to talk about, Lane. I don't know what I'm more excited for, Lane. Aaron Rodgers being the quarterback of the Steelers and the Steelers winning the Super Bowl, or the imminent release and announcement of the pregnant Padme from Hot Toys.
I'm going to be hearing about this, Mike, for like the next 2 months.
Listen, I just want to combine. I just want a pregnant Aaron Rodgers, and then we can all be happy. We can all be happy there.
Oh, jeez.
Sorry.
We're going to get some Aaron Rodgers clips for next week.
Speakings of the 13th skull, we put nightmares into your brain.
That's right.
Straight for the next year. Thanks.
No problem.
Well, listen, everybody, this has been great. Mike, always a pleasure. Thank you for once again coming on a live episode of Ancient Action Figures here on a Sunday night. We're going to continue to go live on Sundays with Ancient Action Figures. But what about the market show? Is it possible that I will be bringing the market show back, some pre-recorded market shows? I had one a few weeks ago. And I say, yes. Remember, I just been coming off of some health issues, a little surgery here you all know about. We're slowly getting back to putting out some stuff. May even surprise you all with doing another live show on another day. We may pump it up as we go out over here. Aries sounds like Tom Arnold. Well, you have to wonder. Maybe I am Tom Arnold. Maybe I'm this guy. But no, I appreciate everybody here, Mike and Lane. Lane, I don't always drink my coffee down with spotchka. When I do, I do it right here, everyone, at the 6 scale cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
See you next.
All right. But this is the last time.